Let's talk about how I grew my Instagram following from 3,200 followers to over 8,500 followers in exactly 6 months. I'm Dr. Renee. I'm a general and restorative dentist and a multi-practice owner and someone who was just genuinely trying to grow their Instagram following. I'm not going to sell you a course, nor am I going to give you a miracle app that's going to grow your following overnight. This is just how I did it, and it's what worked for me. So this is where I started on September 2nd, 2023. As you can see here, I was at a little over 3,200 followers, and I decided that I was gonna post daily or almost daily for the next 6 months and see what happened. And this was after a little bit more than a month, so this was by the end of October. I was at about 3,700. So again, that's about 500 in a little bit over a month. All I was doing is posting daily, trying to post on my stories, engaging with every comment that would come in on a post or a reel, and trying to engage with other creators on the platform. And this was again about another month later. This was the end of November. We're at a little over 3,900. So again, that's about 200 followers. So again, not drastic growth, but again, I just kept showing up every single day. It didn't matter if the post was getting 20 likes, 200 likes, 2,000 likes. I just kept posting every single day just to see what would happen. I really went in with no expectations. So December, or the end of December, is where I got a bit frustrated because I actually backtracked. So this was on December 17th. I was at 4,002. And this was on December 22nd. About 5 days later, I had only grown about 13 followers. At this point in December, I was definitely having a harder time seeing any traction. I still, again, was posting every single day, but I was definitely noticing that the growth had kind of just plateaued. And then this was January 5th. I actually dropped down to 4,005 followers, which was a little bit frustrating because again, I was continuing to post and I was actually seeing a loss of followers, which can happen. That's part of the process and it was a bit frustrating. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I was debating like, is it even worth it? Should I keep continuing? I decided to keep going with it because I realized with anything in life, whether it's working out, growth of your business, growth of social media, consistency is key. But because I stayed consistent, this is where I started to see things pick up. A couple weeks into January, I started to see numbers starting to pick up again. I started to see more people engaging with more of my content. And again, I didn't really change anything this entire time. I just kept focusing on posting a reel and stories daily, trying to engage with the comments that would come in, focus on posting content that I enjoyed posting as well as what I thought might be interesting to my following. And you can see here I was at 4,900. This is where things get interesting. Although I had been posting daily for about 5 months at this point, I didn't see the true growth until the month of February, which was this last month. This is the beginning of the month of February. I was at 5,000 followers, and this is really where I saw growth of over 3,000 followers in that month alone. And this was about halfway through the month. We were already at 7,300 followers. Again, all I was doing was being consistent at this point. I was trying to put up a couple stories daily to try and engage something that might have either a question or a poll, something to engage with potential followers or my existing following. Most of my filming was taking place once a week. I would pick a day where I could set aside about an hour to 2 hours to film multiple videos that would be able to cover at least that week, if not more, for me to get videos out so I didn't have to stress during the week about filming content constantly. And then this is March 3rd, which is 6 months and 1 day into posting consistently almost every single day, and we are at over 8,500 followers. And there is nothing special about me or what I am posting on this platform. When I set out to do this, I didn't want it to detract from my time with patients, my business, my family, or just my own energy. I did not want this to become something that was gonna leave me feeling exhausted all the time. So my biggest takeaways for anybody who wants to grow that I found worked for me is be consistent. Show up daily, whether it's through stories, reels, posts, whatever that looks like. Engage with your audience. Post things that you think your audience is gonna be interested in seeing or hearing about. And if you're not sure what that is, post a story asking what they want to hear about, what they want to know more about, and continue to engage with that and give them that content that they are asking for. And don't be so concerned about videos doing well or not. Some videos that you film are going to do really, really well, and some are just going to flop. And that's just part of it. That happens to me all the time. And I think being okay with that per se failing, which I don't think it's actually failing, but just being okay that some content is just not going to do well. And some days we might not see really any growth. Other days we might see a ton. Other days we might see loss of followers, and that's okay. It's just part of the process, but keep showing up no matter what. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys and your ability to grow on your social media platform. Again, I am not an expert in this. This is just what worked for me over the past 6 months of just being dedicated to posting and trying to grow. And let me know in the comments any questions that you have about what worked for me in trying to grow on social media, and let me know what other topics that you want to hear more about.